Hi viewers, so welcome back to the channel. So in the previous session we have discussed about the center radius form and the introduction of the circles and their related problems. So in this video I am going to discuss about the intercept made by the circle when it intersects the x-axis as well as y-axis, and next we are going to discuss about different forms of circles, right? So let us start. See, so when I am having a circle, so which intersects my x-axis, so this is my x-axis and this is my y-axis, and this is nothing but my origin. So this particular circle intersects the x-axis at 2 points A and B. Now if you observe this, so this particular point A and B lies on x-axis, no? So if a point lies on x-axis, then their y coordinates are zeros, right? So let this point be some x1 comma 0 and this point be some x2 comma 0, right? Now from origin this distance is x2. So already we have an basic idea from coordinate geometry, right? So from O to B the distance is x2 and from O to A the distance is x1, right? So if you want to find this distance AB, what I should do? I need to subtract OB minus OA, which is nothing but x2 minus x1. So I need to find out the length of x2 minus x1, right? Now let us see how to find this. Now let us consider the given circle equation as some x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equal to 0. So let this be equation number 1. The same way, so it is intersecting x-axis, no? What is the equation of x-axis? Equation of x-axis is nothing but y is equal to 0. Y is equal to 0 is nothing but equation of x-axis. Now if you want to find these points A and B, so A and B are nothing but intersection points, no? So if you want to find the points of intersection, you need to solve these two equations. So solving equations means nothing but either you can do by elimination or some other methods, right? So here we are using, so substituting equation 2 in equation 1. Then what I am going to get? So substitute y is equal to 0 in equation 1. What we are going to get? We are going to get x square plus 2gx plus c is equal to 0. So let this be equation number 3. Now if you observe this equation, this is a quadratic equation, right? So quadratic equation means it contains two roots, that means two solutions, right? So those two solutions are nothing but my x1 and x2, so which makes my points A and B, right? Now from this I know that, so if x1 and x2 are nothing but the roots of this equation, so what I can say, x1 and x2 are roots of equation number 3. Then what I can say, I can have sum of roots, right? What is sum of roots formula? x1 plus x2 is equal to minus x coefficient by x square coefficient, right? So minus x coefficient means minus 2g divided by 1, which is nothing but minus 2g. In the same way, the product of roots, so product of roots is nothing but x1 into x2. So product of roots is nothing but constant by x square coefficient, which is nothing but c. Now what do I need? So I need to find x2 minus x1. So I need to find the length of the intercept. So here the length of intercept is given by AB, so which is nothing but modulus of x2 minus x1, modulus of x2 minus x1. So if you observe this, here x1 x2 are the roots, right? Here what is x2 minus x1? This is nothing but difference of roots. So difference of roots is nothing but, so x2 minus x1, how can I write it as? Square root of x2 plus x1 whole square minus 4 x1 x2. So already we know that identity. So what is that identity? So x2 minus x1 whole square is equal to x2 plus x1 whole square minus 4 x1 x2. So from algebra we have this identity So we are making use of this identity here. So therefore modulus of x2 minus x1 is nothing but x1 plus x2 whole square minus 4x1 x2. Now substitute these values. What is x2 plus x1? x2 plus x1 is nothing but minus 2g's whole square minus 4 into x1 x2 is nothing but c. Now minus 2g whole square is nothing but 4g square, because minus will become plus, right? So from this what I can say, this becomes 4g square minus 4c. Now this 4 I can take out of the square root by taking as common, then that 4 will become 2. So 2 into square root of g square minus c. So this is nothing but my length of intercept when my circle intersects x axis. So when my circle intersects x axis, my length of intercept is given by AB is equal to 2 times of root g square minus c. So here we need to observe one thing. So what is that? Here, since this is square root, no? So when you are having square root, the value which is present inside the square root should be non-negative. So which is nothing but positive or 0. So from this we need to keep in mind that, so always we can find out the intercept when square root of, when g square minus c is greater than or equal to 0. When my g square minus c is greater than or equal to 0, right? So here, so one more thing we can say that if, so here arises again 2 points. If g square minus c is greater than 0, so if g square minus c is strictly greater than 0, then, so this is nothing but like my discriminant, right? So if g square minus c is greater than 0, then I will get some distance. So whenever I get some distance, that means this a and b points are two distinct points, right? So if g square minus c is greater than 0, then what I can say, circle intersects x axis. I can say that if g square minus c is greater than 0, strictly greater than 0, circle intersects x axis. Now for suppose if g square minus c is equal to 0, so what is g square minus c here? So this 2 times of square root of g square minus c is nothing but this distance only, no? So when distance is equal to 0, that means intercept is equal to 0, that means this points a and b coincide. Points a and b gets coincided, then what I can say, the circle just touches x axis. The circle touches x axis. So you need to understand these two conditions. So what is that? If g square minus c is greater than 0, then circle intersects the x axis at two distinct points. If g square is equal to 0, then we can say it touches x axis. That means touches means it just touches and goes, right? So what is the length of the intercept? So 2 into root over g square minus c. The same way, if we go with the y axis, so if this is my circle which is intersecting y axis at 2 points a and b, so this is my y axis and the given circle is intersecting y axis at 2 points a and b, then this particular AB length is given by, so since we are dealing with y axis, the same process we are going to get here. Equation of y axis means x is equal to 0, then we are losing the x values. So from there I am going to get y square plus 2fy plus c is equal to 0. So instead of g I am going to get f. So from this I can write it as 2 into square root of f square minus c. So this is nothing but length of intercept made by the circle with the y axis, right? So these two formulas are almost similar, and here also the condition is f square minus c is greater than 0. So length of intercept formula is 2 times of root g square minus c when it intersects with x axis. When it intersects with y axis, it is 2 times of root over f square minus c. So g is related to x, f is related to y. So likewise we can remember this formula, right? Now let us see. So once again, so the formula is 2 into square root of g square minus c. So this is for, so the intercept made with the x axis, right? Now here we have 3 cases. So if g square minus c is greater than 0, g square minus c is equal to 0, g square minus c less than 0. So here what we can say, intersects. So the circle intersects x axis, here touches x axis. So intersects x axis, touches x axis. So if g square minus c is less than 0, never touches x axis. It never touches x axis. The same cases will be carried forwarded in for the case of y axis also, right? Now let us see one more thing. So what that is, so there is a circle. If my circle passes through the origin, so if my circle passes through the origin, then what I can say, so let this center be some h comma k. Now this is nothing but radius only, no? So this is radius. Now from this, so what is this height? So this height is nothing but some k, right? So this is nothing but my y axis, so y value, so it is nothing but some k. Now what is this? So this length is some h. Then what is my radius? So radius is nothing but square root of h square plus k square only, no? By Pythagoras theorem, so already we have discussed, when a line is drawn onto the chord, so it perpendicular, so it bisects perpendicularly, right? So this is h, this is k, then this is square root of h square plus k square. Now if I know the center and the radius, then I can find out the equation of this particular circle, no? Then what is the formula? X minus h whole square plus y minus k whole square is equal to r square. What is radius here? Square root of h square plus k square whole square. Because what is the formula? X minus h whole square plus k, y minus k whole square is equal to r square. So here r is square root of h square plus k square. On expanding, what you are going to get? H square minus 2hx plus h square plus y square minus 2yk plus k square is equal to h square plus k square, since this square and root gets cancelled. Now on both sides we are having h square and k square, so those h square and k square gets cancelled. Then finally what I am going to get? So x square plus y square minus 2hx minus 2ky is equal to 0. Now if you observe this equation, so here the constant is missing, the constant term is missing, right? So we have discussed in the earlier class that, so when the center lies on x axis, then y coefficient will be missed. When center lies on y axis, x coefficient will be missed. When the circle lies on, so when circle passes through the origin, then constant will be missed. The same way, when circle center is origin, then you don't have x coefficient as well as y coefficient, right? So this is one of the forms. So if in any circle, if constant is missed, then we need to understand that the circle is passing through origin. Okay. Next is equation of circle when extremities of its diameter are given. So equation of the circle when extremities of diameter of circle are given. Now this is also called as diametric form. So it is also called as diametric form. So already previously we have discussed about center radius form. Here we are going to discuss about diametric form, right? Now, so in this I am given a circle and I am given the extremities of diameter. So extremities of diameters means nothing but end points of diameter. So let us consider this particular extremity at one end as a x1 comma y1 and this is some x2 comma y2, right? Now this is some center O which we don't know, right? Now if you observe the locus of the circle, so on this particular circle I am going to consider some point x comma y. So this is nothing but my locus variable point, so which moves on this circle, right? Now if you observe this, so this particular AB is nothing but diameter of the given circle. So when diameter is drawn, then the circle is divided into two semicircles, right? Then we know that angle in a semicircle is, so what is angle in a semicircle? So angle in a semicircle is 90 degrees, no? The angle in a semicircle is 90 degrees. So already in the properties of circles we have discussed. So angle in a semicircle is 90 degrees. So 90 degrees is nothing but these two lines are perpendicular to each other. So this particular AP is perpendicular to PB. So here what I can say, line AP is perpendicular to PB. So when two lines are perpendicular, what I can say, product of their slopes is equal to -1. So since AP is perpendicular to PB, then what I can say, product of slopes is equal to -1. So what is slope of AP? So here since 2 points are given, so we can use 2-point formula to find out the slope, right? So what is slope formula? So y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Now considering the slope of AP, so slope of AP is nothing but y minus y1 by x minus x1, y minus y1 by x minus x1 into slope of PB, because AP is perpendicular to PB, no? So AP slope we have taken, next we need to take PB slope. So what is PB slope? So y minus y2 by x minus x2, y minus y2 by x minus x2, so which is nothing but equal to -1. Now from this what I can say, so I can cross multiply, no? So what I am going to get, so y minus y1 into y minus y2 is equal to minus of x minus x1 into x minus x2. Now since it is containing minus, if I transpose this whole term to left hand side, then minus will become plus. Then from this what I can say, x minus x1 into x minus x2 plus y minus y1 into y minus y2 is equal to 0. So this is nothing but my diametric form. This is my diametric form of equation of a circle. So whenever I have the end points of a diameter, then I can directly go for this formula. So what is the formula? X minus x1 into x minus x2 plus y minus y1 into y minus y2 is equal to 0. Now let us see one example on this, right? So let the end points are, so 1 comma 2 and some 4 comma 5. So let these 2 points are the end points of my diameter. Then what is the equation of the circle? So equation is nothing but given by, this is x1, this is x2. So x minus 1 into x minus 4 plus y minus 2 into y minus 5 is equal to 0. So once again, if you see, this is x1, this is y1, this is x2, this is y2. Now what is the formula? X minus x1 into x minus x2 plus y minus y1 into y minus y2. So x will be on one side, the y's will be on the other side. right? So if you simplify this particular equation, then we are going to get the general, it will be in its general form, which is nothing but x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equal to 0 form, right? Now, so there is one more approach, so which we can do, but it is somewhat lengthy. See, you can solve this by means of center radius form also. See, already we know, if you know the extremities of, a diameter, then what I can say here, O is nothing but midpoint of these 2 points only, no? So O is nothing but midpoint of AB. So already we know the midpoint formula. So what is that? So average of the given coordinates. So x1 plus x2 by 2. So this point becomes x1 plus x2 by 2, comma y1 plus y2 by 2. So this is the point. Next, after that, what we should do? We need to find out the radius, no? So to find out the radius, either you find OB distance or OA distance by means of distance formula. Since this is a little lengthy process, so that's why we don't prefer this particular process. So this is also one of the approaches. You also get the same formula, but it is somewhat lengthy. That's why we are going to avoid this particular process. So we are going to follow only this. So what is the formula? X minus x1 into x minus x2 plus y minus y1 into y minus y2. So using this formula, so this particular formula is applicable only when the end points of diameter are given, right? So this is one of the forms. Now next, so we are going to discuss, so one more form, so which is nothing but equation of circle passing through 3 non-collinear points. So now, if 3 non-collinear points are given, so for suppose if collinear points, so what is meant by collinear points? If all the 3 points lies on the same line, then such points are called as collinear points. If 3 points are collinear, then we cannot draw a circle which is passing through all the 3 points. So we need to make sure that all the 3 points are non-collinear. So this is the first condition that should be satisfied, right? So whenever you have 3 non-collinear points, so you are able to find out the equation of the circle. Now let us see 3 points x1 y1, x2 y2 and x3 y3. So let these 3 points are non-collinear points that are given. Now if you want to find the equation of the given circle, so there is one short form, so by using which you can find out the equation of the given circle. So that is nothing but, so determinant of x1 y1 1, x2 y2 1, x3 y3 1 into x square plus y square plus next c1 c2 c3 y1 y2 y3 1 1 1 into x plus next x1 x2 x3 c1 c2 c3 1 1 1 into y plus determinant of x1 x2 x3 y1 y2 y3 c1 c2 c3 is equal to 0. So this is nothing but the formula, so by using which, so this is nothing but the equation of the given circle when 3 points x1 y1 x2 y2 and x3 y3 are given, right? Now how to remember this? See, already we know x square coefficient and y square coefficient should be equal in a circle, right? So its coefficient is nothing but x1 x2 x3 y1 y2 y3 1 1 1, right? Next, so whenever you need to find x coefficient, so wherever you are having x1 x2 x3, replace with c1 c2 c3. Whenever you want coefficient of y, so instead of y1 y2 y3, replace c1 c2 c3. Next to find out constant, so instead of the ones column, you replace them with c1 c2 c3. Now what is c1 c2 c3? So here we have replaced with C1, C2, C3. So what is C1, C2, C3? See here, so C1, C2, C3 is nothing but, so C1 is equal to minus of x1 square plus y1 square, C2 is nothing but minus of x2 square plus y2 square, C3 is nothing but minus of x3 square plus y3 square. So these are nothing but the values of C1, C2 and C3. Here x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3 are nothing but the given points. So these three non-collinear points. So by simplifying these determinants, so we are going to get the coefficients. Now from this particular equation, so if you want to find, so what we can find, so we can find out the center as well as radius of the given circle, right? Radius as well as radius as well as center of the given circle. So how to find the center? So center is nothing but, so already we know, so when we are having equation, the center is given by minus half of x coefficient, but here x square plus y square coefficient is not 1. So what we should write then? So it is nothing but minus x coefficient, that is nothing but x coefficient is nothing but C1, C2, C3, y1, y2, y3, 1, 1, 1 divided by this particular value. The same way, the y coordinate of the center is nothing but, so minus of this by 2 times of this, right? So let us see the center. So what is center here? So center is nothing but minus of C1, C2, C3, y1, y2, y3, 1, 1, 1 divided by, so since we need to take half now, so this 2 is because of that half, into determinant of x1, x2, x3, y1, y2, y3, 1, 1, 1. So this is nothing but x coordinate of my center. The same way I am going to write the y coordinate. So what is y coordinate? x1, x2, x3, c1, c2, c3, 1, 1, 1 divided by 2 times of same denominator. So x1, x2, x3, y1, y2, y3, 1, 1, 1. So no need of the proof for this, just remember this formula, right? So what is the formula? So x square coefficient and y square coefficients are nothing but the same, which is nothing but x1 y1 1, x2 y2 1, x3 y3 1's determinant, whereas x coefficient is nothing but, so remove the x values and replace them with c1, c2, c3 and find the determinant. For y coefficient, so simply replace y values with c1, c2, c3. For constant, so replace ones with c1, c2, c3. So this is nothing but the formula for the equation of the given circle when 3 non-collinear points are given, right? So to solve this problem, first of all what we should do is, so we need to know how to find out the determinants, right? So to find out the determinants, so we need to have a basic idea regarding the determinants concept. So this is 3 by 3 square determinant. So for this we are having the process, so using the process we are going to find out the determinant value, right? Likewise, so if you don't want to follow this, so instead of doing this, so we can follow so some more methods. So by using those methods also we can find out the equation of the given circle. See, other than the formula method, so we can use the procedure to solve the problem, right? So we have 3 procedures, so using which we can find out the equation of the circle other than that formula. So what we have discussed regarding determinants, right? Now let us see this particular thing with one example. So I have given 3 points, so P 1, 1, so Q 2, -1 and so some point R, so which is having the vertices 3, 2. So these are nothing but the 3 points which are given to me. Now I need to find out the equation of the circle, so other than the formula method. So in formula method you need to find out 4 determinants. So one for x square y square coefficient, one for x coefficient, one for y coefficient, and one for constant. So if you make use of these points so in a proper way, then you can get it easily there. Now other than that formula method, so how to find out the equation of the circle? So let us see. Now let my given equation is the required equation is, so what is my required equation? So my required equation is x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equal to 0. Now these 3 points are, so this is P, this is Q, and this is R. So these 3 points lies on the circle, no? So whenever the points lies on the circle, that means they are nothing but solutions of the given circle. So solution means nothing but they need to satisfy the given equation. So here I am going to substitute and then we are going to get the values. So when I substitute P, so P x1 y1, then it should satisfy this equation, right? Now what I am going to get? So 1 square plus 1 square plus 2g into 1 plus 2f into 1 plus c is equal to 0. So let this be equation number 1. Next, the same way, when I substitute point number 2, which is nothing but q, in equation number, so in the required equation, then what I am going to get? 2 square is nothing but 4 minus 1 square is nothing but 1 plus 2 into 2 2g into 2 is nothing but 4g plus 2f into y is nothing but minus 1, so which is nothing but, so minus 2f plus c is equal to 0. So let this be equation number 2. The same way, if I substitute this point in this equation, then what I am going to get? 3 square is 9 plus 2 square is 4 plus 3 in the place of x, so 2g into 3, which is nothing but 6g plus 2 into 2f, which is nothing but 4f plus c is equal to 0. Now how many equations I got? I got 3 equations, and in those 3 equations I am having 3 unknown variables. So 3 unknown variables can be obtained easily by using 3 equations. Now what I am going to do is, I am going to subtract 1 and 2. So 1 minus 2. So 1 minus 2 or 2 minus 1, so whatever it is. So what I am going to get? So 1 plus 1 is 2. So 2 minus, so 4 plus 1 is 5. So 2 minus 5 is nothing. So again if I write this equation, so what I am going to get? So if I write it in order, so 2g plus 2f plus c plus 2 is equal to 0. The same way equation 2, if I write, then what I am going to get? 4g minus 2f plus c plus 5 is equal to 0. This is equation number 2. Next, the same way equation number 3, how can I write it as? 6g plus 4f plus c plus 9 plus 4 is 13 is equal to 0. So let this be equation number 3. Now equation 1 minus equation 2. So why we are doing equation 1 minus 2 means, so already you might have learned in linear equations, right? So there if you want to eliminate the variables, so we need to do the process of elimination, right? So from this what I can say? 2g minus 4g is nothing but minus 2g. Next 2f minus of minus 2f is nothing but 4f. c minus c gone. Next 2 minus 5 is nothing but minus 3 is equal to 0. So let this be equation number 4. So what happened? If you observe, one of the variables c is eliminated. Next, if I do 2 minus 3, so 2 minus 3 is nothing but 4g minus 6g, it is nothing but minus 2g, minus 2f plus 4f, minus 2f minus 4f is nothing but minus 6f, c minus c is gone, 5 minus 13 is nothing but minus 8 is equal to 0. So let this be equation number 5. Now if you observe equation 4 and equation 5, so we are having only 2 variables. Now If you want only one variable, what we can do, I can simply add this up now. So I can add equation 4 and equation 5, so that minus 2g will not get cancelled, right? So what I need to do here, I need to do subtraction. So I am doing subtraction. Minus 2g minus of minus 2g is plus 2g. Minus 2g plus 2g gets cancelled. Now whenever we are doing subtraction, what is the main thing that we need to do? We need to change the signs, right? So this minus becomes plus, minus becomes plus, minus becomes plus. Now minus 2g plus 2g gets cancelled. 4f plus 6f, it is nothing but 10f. Minus 3 plus 8, so minus 3 plus 8 is plus 5 is equal to 0. So from this 10f is equal to minus 5, so f is equal to minus 1 by 2. So this is nothing but the value of f. Next, after getting the value of f, I need to find the value of g. So how can I find the value of g? So g I can obtain from equation 4 or equation 5, right? On substituting f value minus 1 by 2 in equation 4 or 5, so we are going to get the value of g. So let us substitute f value minus half in equation number 4. So what I am going to get? So minus 2g plus 4 into minus half plus minus 3 is equal to 0, right? So this 2 in 4, it gets cancelled 2 times. Then what I am going to have? So minus 2g, so 2 into minus 1 is minus 1, 2 into minus 1 is minus 2, minus 2 minus 3, plus minus 2 minus 3 is minus 5. So minus 5 is equal to 0. So from this, minus 2g is equal to plus 5, so g is equal to minus 5 by 2. So this is nothing but the value of g. Next, finally I need to obtain the value of the third unknown, which is nothing but c. So to find out the value of c, either you can make use of equation 1 or equation 2 or equation 3. So that is of your choice, right? I am making use of equation number 1. So from this, what I am going to get? So I am going to get 2 into minus 5 by 2 plus 2f, means 2 into minus 1 by 2 plus c plus 2 is equal to 0. So here 2 gets cancelled, here also 2 gets cancelled. Then what I am going to have? Minus 5 minus 1 minus 6. So minus 6 plus 2 is nothing but minus 4. So from this, c is equal to 4. So I got all the 3 unknowns. So this is nothing but the procedure. So by using which I can obtain the 3 unknown variables g, f and c. Now these 3 unknowns I need to substitute in the required equation. Then finally the required equation is, so what is the equation? X square plus y square plus 2gx. So plus 2 into, what is g value here? Minus 5 by 2 into x plus 2fy. So what is f here? Minus half into y plus the c value is 4, which is nothing but equal to 0. 2 gets cancelled, here also 2 gets cancelled. Then finally the answer is x square plus y square minus 5x minus y plus 4 is equal to 0. So this is nothing but my required equation. So required equation of circle is x square plus y square minus 5x minus y plus 4 is equal to 0. So here the simple steps that we need to follow is, so first of all you need to write down the required equation, and after that we need to substitute the values one by one and note them as equation 1, 2 and 3. So after noting them as 1, 2, 3, I can do 1 minus 2, 2 minus 3. So and I will be noting those equations as 4 and 5, so which contains c eliminated. Next, after that, since we have only equation, so 2 linear equation in 2 variables, so we can solve for f as well as g. After getting f and g values, either you can substitute in equation 1, 2 or 3. So by substituting there, you are going to get the value of c. So after finding out all the 3 values, you are going to substitute in the required equation. So on finally simplification, you are going to get the answer. So this is one procedure, right? So using this procedure, we can find out the equation of the circle. So there is one more procedure, so using which you can find out the equation of the circle, right? So let's see that. So with the same points I am going to follow, right? So I am making use of the same points. Now in this particular procedure, what I am going to do is, I am going to consider a center C. So already PQR are nothing but the points that are lying on the circle, and here I have considered a point which is nothing but center of the circle. So let the center be some H comma K. Now already we know that CP, CQ, CR are nothing but the radii of the given circle. So in a given circle the radii are equal, right? So from this what I can say, either I can take CP is equal to CQ and CP is equal to CR, as well as CQ is equal to CR. So out of these three combinations you can select any two combinations, because I have only two unknowns H comma K. So to find out two unknowns, what I can do is I can directly consider the center and I can make use of any two equations. Now let us see this particular process for this question, right? So CP is equal to CQ. What is meant by CP? CP is nothing but distance between C and P. CQ is nothing but distance between C and Q. So already we know, so CP and CQ. So since these are distances, so distance formula contains square root of. So to avoid that square root, so what I am going to do is I am squaring on both sides. So then I am going to get CP square is equal to CQ square. Now what is CP? CP is nothing but, so H minus, so CP, so we need to consider this particular point. So H minus 1 whole square plus K minus 1 whole square is equal to CQ square. So C and Q, so this point, so H minus 2 whole square plus K minus of minus 1 whole square. So I am discussing about CP square. Now if I expand this, so I am going to get H square minus 2H plus 1, K square minus 2K plus 1. So it is equal to H square minus 4H plus 4 plus, here K minus of minus 1 is nothing but K plus 1. K plus 1 whole square is K square plus 2K plus 1. Now if you observe H square, K square, I can cancel on both sides. Next I am going to transpose everything to left hand side. Then what I am going to have, this minus 4H if I transpose, plus 4H minus 2H is nothing but 2H. So plus 2K if I transpose, it becomes minus 2K and minus 2K is minus 4K. So 1 plus 1 is 2, here 4 plus 1 is 5. So 5 if I transpose, minus 5. So 2 minus 5 is nothing but minus 3, so which is equal to 0. So let this be equation number 1. Next, coming to the next condition, CP is equal to CR, or I can take CQ is equal to C. So any of the conditions I can apply here. Now I am considering CP is equal to CR, that means CP square is equal to CR square, because already I have found CP now, so it makes it easy, right, to simplify. So what is CP square? So CP square is nothing but, so here I am considering CP square is equal to CR square. So which gives me H minus 1 whole square plus K minus 1 whole square is equal to H minus 3 whole square plus K minus 2 whole square. On simplifying this, what I am going to get? I am going to get H square minus 2H plus 1 plus K square minus 2K plus 1 is equal to H square minus 6K plus 9 plus K square minus 4K plus 4. Now I can cancel H square, K square on both sides. Now here this is 6H, not 6K. Now transposing the terms, so minus 6H if I transpose, plus 6H minus 2H is nothing but 4H. Next, K terms, minus 4K if I transpose, plus 4K minus 2K is nothing but plus 2K. Next what I have, so 1 plus 1 is 2, 9 plus 4 is 13 if I transpose, it becomes minus 13. Minus 13 plus 2 is minus 11 is equal to 0. So let this be equation number 2. Now I need to simplify these two equations. So what I should do, either you can follow elimination method or substitution method. So which method is better? So you can prefer that, right? So here if I want to find the value of h, so if I want to find the value of h, I need to make the h coefficients as the same. So I can change this equation 1. So if I multiply with the 2, this becomes, so this equation 1 becomes, so 4h minus 8k minus 6 is equal to 0. Now, so this is nothing but I can treat it as equation number 1. So here 4h, here also 4h. Now what I need to do, I need to subtract 1 and 2. So do 1 minus 2. So equation 1 minus equation 2. So equation 1, either you can consider this or this. Since I need to eliminate h, so I am making use of this equation. So 4h minus 4h is get cancelled. So minus 8k minus 2k is minus 10k. Next, minus 6 minus of minus 11. So minus 6 plus 11 is nothing but, so minus 6 plus 11 is nothing but plus 5 is equal to 0, right? Minus 6 plus 11 gives you 5. Now from this, minus 10k is equal to minus 5. So k is equal to 1 by 2. So the value of k is 1 by 2. Now next, after getting the value of k, I need to get the value of h. So what is the value of h? So h is nothing but, so if you substitute in either equation 1 or equation 2, so I am going to substitute in equation 1. So substituting in 1, what I am going to get? So 2h minus 4 into k, no? So minus 4 into 1 by 2 minus 3 is equal to 0. Now this minus 5, so this 2 in 4, it gets cancelled 2 times. So 2h minus 5 is equal to 0. So from this h is equal to 5 by 2. The value of h is 5 by 2. So in the previous method, we got minus 1 by 2 and minus 5 by 2. So those are nothing but the values of f and g. Those are the values of f and g. But center is minus g comma minus f now. So that's why here we are not getting those minus signs. So you need to understand. So don't think that it is wrong, right? So here h comma g, so h comma k are nothing but the center, which is nothing but, in the previous question it is minus g comma minus g comma minus f. So that's why there we got minus 5 by 2 and minus 1 by 2, right? So since we got the center, right, now we need to find out the radius. So how to find the radius? So since the centers are nothing but 5 by 2 comma 1 by 2, can I get the radius? So I can directly get the radius now by finding either CP, CQ or CR. So from that we are going to get the radius. So I know the center, I know the radius. So by using center radius form, we are going to get the equation of the circle. So this is one more method, right? So this is one more approach by using which we can directly find the equation of the circle when 3 non-collinear points are given. Right, there is one more approach, so by which we can directly find out the equation of the circle. So that is nothing but, let us see that. The third approach, so the points are given as P1 comma 1, Q 2 comma minus 1 and R is nothing but some 3 comma 4. So this is the question now, sorry, this is 3 comma 2. Now there is one more approach by using which I can find the equation of the circle. So this is my last approach. See, in the previous approaches, what we have considered? So in the first approach, we have substituted all the points and we have found the equation in terms of G, F and C, and we have simplified for G, F and C. In the second process, we have considered the center of the circle and we have find out the distances, so which are nothing but the radii of the given circle, and in the circle radii are equal. So from that we have used those equations. So we have used those distances of radii and we have found the center. So from center we have found out the radius, and using center radius form we have obtained the equation of the circle. Now in the third method, so what we are going to do is, see, this is nothing but a circle, right? So this is a circle. So in this circle, so I am having 3 points P, Q and R. When I join these 3 points, I am going to form a triangle, right? So I am going to get a triangle. Now this is nothing but the center of the circle. So if I get to know the center of the circle and the radius of the circle, then I am going to have the things making easier. Now in this particular process, so what I am going to do is, so since this is x1 comma y1, this is x2 comma y2, this is x3 comma y3. So here for this particular process, what we are going to use is, we need to make use of straight lines concept, the complete concept of straight lines. So here find out the midpoints of any two, so find the midpoints of any two sides. So what is that? x2 plus x3 by 2, y2 plus y3 by 2. Now for this particular line, can I find the slope? So I can find out the slope now. y3 minus y2 by y3 minus y2 by x3 minus x2 is nothing but the slope. Now if I draw a perpendicular bisector, so what is meant by perpendicular bisector? So perpendicular bisector of QR I have drawn. So perpendicular bisector of QR means nothing but it passes through midpoint of QR and it will be perpendicular to QR, right? So when I know the slope of QR, I can have the slope of this perpendicular bisector now, and I know one point also, which is nothing but my midpoint. So making use of point as well as slope, I can find out the equation of this perpendicular bisector, right? The same way, consider one more midpoint. So I have taken the midpoint of PQ. So this midpoint of PQ is nothing but x1 plus x2 by 2, y1 plus y2 by 2. So this is midpoint of PQ. Now, so for this perpendicular bisector if I draw, so those two perpendicular bisectors will meet at the center of the circle. Now by those two line equations, I am going to have the center of the circle, which is nothing but some h comma k. So here what is the procedure that we have followed? In simple words, so what we need to do is, we need to find out perpendicular bisectors of any two sides. If you find the perpendicular bisectors of any two sides of a triangle, their point of intersection is nothing but my center. So whenever I find the center, automatically I can find out the radius, because if I know center, the distance from any point to the center is nothing but called as radius. So that radius I can directly find, and by using center radius form I can directly get to the equation of the circle. So this is the third method, right? So till now, to find out the equation, so what are the things that we have discussed is, first in introduction we have discussed the properties of properties of circles. Next, after that we have discussed about center radius form. So whenever center and radius are given, so how to find the equation of the circle, and after that when extremities of circle, so extremities of diameter of a circle are given, how to find out the equation of the circle, and after that when three non-collinear points are given which are passing through the circle, Then we have 4 approaches. So first approach is using the formula method. Second approach, by substituting the values of x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3 in the given equation and finding out the values of g, f and c, right. Next, the third approach is nothing but by considering the center as h comma k and equating all the radii by considering those equations. Next, the fourth final method is nothing but by making use of perpendicular bisectors. So when we have perpendicular bisectors, the point of intersection of perpendicular bisectors is nothing but the center of the circle. So when center of the circle is known, we can directly get with the radius of the circle, right. So this is all about how to find the equation of the circle when the parameters are given. So when they are required parameters, that means when center radius is given, we have to use one particular approach, right. When 3 points are given, you have to go with one approach, and when extremities of diameter are given, you need to go with one more approach. So these are the approaches which we have to find out the equations of the circle, right. So try to solve more number of problems, so you will get clarity related to this particular concept, right. Okay, then last form is nothing but parametric form. So parametric form means, so you need to represent in terms of some parameter, right. So here the parameter that we are going to use is theta, which is nothing but angle, right. See, if some h comma k is the center of the circle and the radius of the circle is nothing but some r, then I can say that x is equal to h plus r cos theta, y is equal to k plus r sin theta, where theta lies in between 0 degrees, theta less than 2 pi. See the parametric equation. So parametric form of a circle is given by x is equal to h plus r cos theta, y is equal to k plus r sin theta. So here theta is nothing but the angle which varies from 0 to 2 pi. That means the angle can vary from 0 degrees to 360 degrees. So if you take 0 degrees, you cannot take 2 pi because both are same, right. So both represent the same thing, right. Now let us see this parametric form. Now let us consider the coordinate system. So this is my x axis and this is my y axis. So this is x axis and this is my y axis. Now in this particular x axis and y axis, I am considering a circle which is having center at h comma k. So this is my center of the circle. Now let us consider a point P, some x comma y, and the distance between these 2 points is nothing but radius r. Now what I am going to do is, so I am going to drop projections onto x axis. Next, from this I am going to drop a projection onto this particular line. So let the center be O, so let this be some m n. So these are nothing but the projections. So let this point be Q, and here this is right angle. Now if you observe from that triangle, now this is nothing but the angle theta which we have discussed. Now this particular point P is nothing but a variable point, so which moves around this, so on this circle, right. So that means this theta also varies from 0 degrees to 2 pi. So this theta varies from 0 degrees to 2 pi. So that means whatever the value of x and y that is present on the circle represents a point on the circle, right. So now my motto is to find out this point P x comma y, which is nothing but my variable point when my center h comma k is given and radius r is given, and theta is nothing but the parameter which I am using here, right? Now from that figure, so from that figure, what is sin theta? So sin theta is nothing but opposite side to theta by hypotenuse. Now from that figure, what I can say is, so what is this particular length and what is this particular length? So those things I need to obtain from this particular figure. Now let us see what is this distance. So that distance is some h, right? So from origin, so since already origin is taken, so let this point be some c, so let it be a center c. Now what is this distance OM? So OM is nothing but h, because this is horizontal distance. Next, what about this distance? So this distance is some x, right? Now if I want to find the distance between Mn, so Mn is nothing but x minus h only, no? The distance between M and N is h, x minus h. Automatically this also becomes x minus h. The same way, so what about this distance? So this distance is y, because P is the point which is above Q. Now what about this distance NQ? NQ is nothing but some k, because this point k represents the distance from NQ. Now what is the value of PQ? So PQ is nothing but y minus k. So this particular length is y minus k. Now from this, what I can say, sin theta is equal to, so what is the value of sin theta? Sin theta is equal to opposite side to theta by hypotenuse. So sin theta is equal to y minus k by r. So from this, so y minus k is equal to r sin theta. So from this, y is equal to k plus r sin theta. The same way, if I go for cos theta, so cos theta is nothing but adjacent by hypotenuse, no? So x minus h by r. So when I cross multiply, so r cos theta is equal to x minus h. So from this, x is equal to h plus r cos theta. Now these 2 points, so x and y, so x is nothing but x coordinate and y is nothing but y coordinate. So that is the variable point P which is moving on the circle. Now this particular equation, x is equal to h plus r cos theta, defines the x coordinate of this particular point which is moving on the circle, and y is nothing but k plus r sin theta, right? So whenever we require, so whenever a theta angle is given, so angle theta is given, then you can make use of this parametric form. So the parametric form is nothing but, so what is parametric form here? X is equal to r cos theta and y is equal, so x is equal to h plus r cos theta and y is equal to k plus r sin theta, right? So this is nothing but the parametric equation of the given circle. Okay, so if you like this video, so please subscribe, like, comment and share with your friends.